Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful, buddy.
Thank you.
When it comes down to the word, the simple things are what really hits the heart.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this thing complicated for us.
And it can be hard to resist being proud because when it comes right down to it, some things and doctrines have been around a long time, and that's all you've known, and it's kind of hard to get rid of them. It's hard to change. You have to be. That's why we have to be real sticklers when it comes to the word. The words have meanings. How to, study the Bible, read the Bible, how to put it together, rightly divide it. That's why it's so important, because it's easy to drift off into pride. Like, are the dead alive now? Problems. It runs the gamut from you never die to you're dead and that's it, and even reincarnation. I mean, it's just all over the map. People make up stuff, and it's because they drift. They have no anchor. The word, the art should be our anchor, and they just drift. Like Ephesians says, they're blown about with every wind of doctrine. That's in Ephesians, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You out there, cistern.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not tethered to the word, like those hot air balloons or like a blimp, if you're not tethered to the ground, there you go, wherever the wind's blowing. So we need to tether ourselves to the word.
Okay, is that a simile or is that a metaphor?
That would be a metaphor.
I have those written down on a card somewhere, so I remember the difference. I lost the card.
If we are
good people.
Well, I think it's wonderful how you laid out the truth and how the truth will set you free, and it does humble you as you do. When we read or when we are taught, I think it's awesome the way that God just works within your heart and heals it, and you do want to grow. Thinking about things in my past, as I read the word and I saw that God said it, that's what he wants, that's what he means. It was like, oh my gosh. And you want to change because you want to please God. You want to live like he wants you to live.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have challenges as we go through the day, because sometimes it seems like just going through the day, but there are principalities and powers out there that we have to fight against.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thank God we can always come back to the word. So keeping yourself humble so you don't get all pride is quite an adventure sometimes.
Yeah, it's cool too.
Just read the book of Acts. Just read the book of Acts. Those guys were humble. I mean, they're in jail. What are they doing? Glorifying God. I mean, it's about as humble as it gets right there. You're in jail. There's no hope. And they got there by speaking the word. So there are, we have an adversary, and he has his little minions out there, and life is not all cookies and ice cream.
With God,
one day there will be lots of cookies and ice cream, I do presume. And peaches.
Well, I have seen the way you and your wife make cookies, but that's a pretty big picture. Mouth water.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Colin. That was just beautiful. I look forward to hearing that again.
All right. Thank you.
And I'm recording, so you can listen to it again, and again.
Awesome. Yeah. But people are always saying, avoid pride. You know, you don't want to be prideful and all this, and that's good, but I don't know what that means. Now I know what it means. Yeah, it's the opposite of humility, and pride are opposites. And
I think where Christians lose the thing is that all the instruction that was given here today was the humility is toward God and His Word,
Right.
not toward evil. You're not humble toward bad things or losing God. You're humble toward God.
And it doesn't mean you're weak and wimpy. It just means that you are not putting yourself in the position of being God, where you're everything that has to turn out your way because you think your way is better than everybody else's way or God's way or whatever. So,
Well, that's, you know, what you said, you know, you have to be anchored within the Word. You have to be rooted and grounded within God's love. And that, I don't know, it makes you want to be better. It makes you want to help people and do the Word.
mhm.
And become as humble as you can so that you can receive.
Mhm.
Part of the healing process. I've noticed the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if it's just me recognizing it, or it seems like television has taken a turn for the worse. I mean, they're boldly going where no television broadcast has ever gone before. And I was
I
watching,
agree.
yeah, there's things happening on there that I mean, I watched something today in the middle of the day, and I'm usually not home, on one of the local channels, and I'm thinking, how are they allowed to say that on TV? Well, everybody watching it. I was watching another program last night, and I usually skip forward to the program to the news, and they were talking about the presidential election and some of the candidates in particular saying, here, don't want you bringing your morality to us. That's why we're here, because we want to live our immoral lives, basically. And I thought, wow, that's really arrogant and proud.
Yeah. Is God tolerant? Yeah, well, it doesn't sound like it. If you want to do something your way and it's contrary to His way, then it says He knows them from afar. So
I'm an electrician, so when you read that scripture today that said God resists the proud, I cannot think of a more powerful resistor than God.
yeah,
So I don't want to be in that end of the bargain.
yeah, really. Yeah, we always read that verse about resisting the devil, you know, and he will flee from you. Well, what do you think is going to happen if God's resisting the proud and you are among them?
Right. Ain't no electron getting through that resistor.
Not where I want to be.
That's not what I want to do. Right?
And then the church is probably the organized, established, mainstream Christianity. I mean, I love my Christian brothers and sisters and friends and neighbors, and I love them all. But my goodness, the mainstream Christianity is the worst when it comes to auditing themselves. I heard somebody use that word once, and I thought, that is really appropriate, because you need to, every once in a while, like we do, we go to the Word and we look at it afresh, all new, and that's how you learn. You take what you've learned in the past, then you reread it again. You go, whoa, I didn't see that in there. Maybe I have to rethink what I thought before. You know, that's auditing yourself to the Scriptures. And the church will not do that. That, in my opinion, is pride. And because they think they already know it all. And you can't go beyond that. that's being known from afar. You know, they'll never get any farther than they already are. And they
But
seem
that's
to
the
be,
beautiful thing about the word, is that every time you go to it, God shows you something new.
right.
I mean, that's why it's, you know, it's been around, I don't know when it was out for a long, long time. But as you grow and you learn and you become more rooted and grounded in the word,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to the word and you learn. But like, you know, like you pointed out with the Trinity, for instance, you know, it's why don't people just look at it and say, this is what God says.
Mm-hmm.
Can't fill up a full cup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I very much desire to change, and there are definitely days that I go, Lord, hurry.
Yeah.
Hurry, come back. It's like, no, I have so much to learn. Give me
Yeah.
time. Let's get it together.
And one of the things I really love about our little ministry here is that we are not locked into, I mean, we are locked into things because we've studied them so much, but there are certain things that we know that we have areas we can still learn. And the Trinity is one area that if you believe a certain way, you cannot go beyond a certain amount of understanding. The teaching that, tell me who, you know, was it, how's it go? When you're having a conversation, you ask the question, tell me what you think of Jesus Christ. Tell me what you think of Jesus Christ, and I'll tell you how far you can go spiritually. It's true. This is all about him. And if you got that part wrong, your foundation is weak and your building's only going to be so big without crashing down. I guess that just kind of is part of what triggered a lot of this, is that the Trinity thing came up, you know, a while back, and when you start talking about something contrary to the Trinity, it's like the blinders come on and they don't want to hear another word. And I've had that happen to within my family, relatives, friends, you know,
Yeah.
and you have too, I'm sure. And but it just it's such an evil thing for something to take such preeminence over everything else you want to say. Just because of one way that you believe that's different from them, and they're the ones that teach, you know, oh, we should all get along, and, you know, what does that mean to you, and what does that mean to you? What does this verse mean to you? Well, if you say something different than what they believe, then
Yeah.
it's too bad.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, and they just won't listen to anything else you say.
Yeah. People get pretty violent when you start questioning their religion.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's teaching, the Book of Acts.
Yes.
Destruction. I don't know how to name it yet, but we're going to look at what religion did to those people even back then, and how it almost destroyed. It destroyed Paul's ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take a look at that next week. So that'll be a nice follow-up to yours.
Cool.
So that'd be great. Unless you want to teach.
No, y'all are doing a great job. I have my own gift. Y'all are the teachers. I'll teach at the corner and at the grocery store.
All right. And I'll bet you're really good at it too.
Yeah, I really am. But don't set me down in the chair with the little video camera.
I